So I've just put everything back inside the box here. I'm going to start looking at running some power cables, some of this heavy stuff. I'm probably going to drill a hole about here somewhere. This is the front of the bike, so you'll be sitting, like this. So the battery's going to be down the back here. So yeah, I think we'll drill a hole here and yeah, start running some cables, but I've got to have a think the best way to do this. Okay, so we've just run a positive and a ground. I've given myself plenty of length way back here. So now I'm going to run a couple onto these two here for the starter motor, keeping them totally separate from these two. Cool. Just trying to figure out the tidiest way to do this. Okay, so let's just do a quick recap of what we've done. We've run these big heavy black cables here. We've run a positive supply to the M unit, we've run a ground, and then we've run two to the starter relay. Both are red. One's going to be from the battery, the other one's going to be to the starter motor. Doesn't matter which way you get these round, it's just a switch that opens and closes. On the other end of these big black cables, I have identified these two here are the starter motor. They're both in the red, and I've heat shrink them together. This one here is our positive supply for the M unit, and then this one here is our ground. It's got nothing on it. So yeah, it's all looking nice and tidy. Spent a wee bit of time just getting everything nice and straight. Just makes it look better. I mean, nobody ever gets to see it, but yeah, it looks quite tidy. Along with this box here, finished up gluing it up. I've actually sanded back and tidied up all the edges as best as I can, and then I've sprayed it with a black spray paint, a proper paint that's good for plastic, just to tidy it up. You don't actually see this. We'll go and have a look on the one on my bike. So this is my bike here, and this is my box. You can just see it sneaking under the frame there. So yeah, you don't really get to see it, but we do want it to look tidy. So yeah, let's carry on. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to drill the hole in here, probably like a 10mm hole. Get those 4 wires through, maybe bigger, because we'll have the alternator and possibly the wires going down to the brake lights and turn signals. So yeah, maybe we'll do a hole saw, maybe like a 16mm hole saw. So I'll go get the drill and we'll do that now. Okay, what I think I'm going to do next is I'm going to sort out these grounds here. Now we've got our main battery ground coming up through here, which is bolted to this aluminium plate. Now aluminium is a fantastic conductor, so this whole aluminium plate here is going to be grounded. So I'm going to bring these 3 cables here. Neatly I'm going to put them onto this lug, and then I'm going to bolt this lug down to this aluminium plate, and that's going to be a ground for our breakout box, our coolant temperature, and our starter motor solenoid. So let's do that now. Cool. Okay, so we've got a good ground there. We used one of those self-tapping screws. She's nice and solid, no problems whatsoever. Okay, so you've seen me using these crimpers here. Probably a couple $100 for a set like this, depending on where you live. You don't necessarily have to use those. My pliers have got a little crimper in them right there. And on the small stuff, yeah, not a problem. You've just got to use a little bit more force. As long as you crimp the wires down and they don't pull out, everything's going to be good. I've actually got this set of crimpers here. These go up to 120 millimeter squared cables. This is what we use for mains going into factories. Ooh. Certainly won't be using them on this bike. Now I also thought I might do a video on how to use a multimeter. If anybody's interested, let me know in the comments down below and I'll do that. Again, you don't have to have an expensive multimeter. This one here is probably a few dollars from an electronics hobby shop. But yeah, if anyone's interested, just how to meter out switches and what everything means, yeah, let me know and I'll do that. Cool. Okay folks, well I'm going to leave this video here. There's not a heck of a lot more I can do until I get the bike back in the shed here, but we're looking pretty good, nice and tidy. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Next one shouldn't be too far away. The bike's wheels have been powder coated and it's just getting some new tyres put on. The frame's been powder coated and a few little welding jobs have been done to it. So we shouldn't be too far away from getting it back. Okay, out of here.